If you've followed our clay adventures in the USA, you'll know that the clays over there are different.
Oh, baby.
You got more edge on targets, different colours, and a lot more targets that are not under power. 3 things that I clearly struggle with. Whilst in Alabama at Orvis Pursell Farms, I got to spend an hour with Chuck Baker, their head wing shooting instructor.
Now, you might not like this one, but you're going to get it.
I'm going to take it.
All right, let's go do it.
Let's go.
To pick his brains on how to tackle American targets.
All right, so what I've got here is a soft incomer and a going away bird. And what I work on here with a lot of clients is when they first start shooting, they really don't know how to have a good gun mount, how to focus on the leading edge of a target, and how to shoot proper. So what I do is I spend a little time with them here, getting a good gun mount, having hard focus on the leading edge of the target, and breaking a few targets. And once I get that confidence level built up, then we move on from here to some crossing birds. And then I've got an arcing bird over here that we go and shoot also. And it's at the base of the tower over here. So let's step up here just a minute and I'll kind of give a little
Try and turn me into an American style shooter.
Okay, all right.
I mean, that's going to be a hard one.
But it may be good for you.
I mean, this is the best I've ever shot in America. Maybe it's just your company. That might be the real secret here.
And I appreciate that. It may have been, I think you intimidated me just a little bit and made me shoot better. How about that?
Ooh.
Let's take a look at a couple targets right here. I got a bird going away. Let's take a look at that bird. All right, now what I try to talk to people about when I first get them started, I try to teach them to focus just a little bit, not just see a round disc out there. If I held that target in my hand, describe it to me. What color was it? It's orange.
It's orange.
What shape? Circular. Yeah. Did you notice any other details about it? And most of the time it's no.
It's got a rim.
And I pull a target out and I'll say, well, okay, that target's got 4 rings on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see those 4 rings? Let's take a look at those 4 rings in that target. Bird. Now, try to shoot the leading edge. If that target's coming from right to left, instead of looking at this, what everybody wants to look at because it's easy to see, I only see a vertical front edge on that target.
I mean, you have to have pretty good eyes for that.
Training. Of course, coming back from left to right, vertical front edge is on this side. Target coming in this manner here, leading edge, of course, is here. Once it reaches the apex and starts falling, the leading edge is here. My focal point on that is a part about that much of the top of the line of the target on the rise, and then it drops to about that much on the bottom.
So when a target gets past 40 yards and you can't see any of that, do you at that point just start to accept it's a circle?
I never just look at the circle.
You always look at the bottom.
You'll always be able to see the edge. It doesn't matter if it's out there at 40 or 50 yards, you can see the edge of the target where the skyline starts and it shadows out. That's my focal point on the target. Let's shoot a target or two here. Shoot the bottom edge off that target for me. All right. Fire. That's exactly what I try to teach right there. Fire. Very good. So let me ask this question. When you shot that target, what were you looking at? Were you looking at the whole target or were you seeing the left edge of the target?
I must admit, I was just sort of looking at the target.
Now, do me a favor, shoot that target again, lock your eyes into the left edge of that target for me.
It allows you, I suppose, a bit more focus on at least a point of the target rather than, as you've set out in the field. Now, if you look at the tail of a bird, you're probably going to shoot it somewhere in that region. Or if you're starting your move off the back end of a pheasant,
pull through the beak.
Yeah, it's much easier to start with the head. That's your point of where you want to put the shot than the ass.
That's right. So my focal point is always the leading edge. That's what I try to focus on. I tell everybody, you know, if you can do me a favor, if you're going to miss on the front side. 99.9% of everybody miss on the back side. I want you to get to the front side. Most of the time, your brain's not going to let you miss on the front side. You're going to pull out there, and when you see that front edge, you're going to pull the trigger.
So I only got prescription glasses about 5 months ago.
Sure.
And I'm still missing stuff in front because I can see it so clearly now. So I pile through stuff a little fast. I could be
From the way you're talking to me, you may use your arms a good bit to push the gun. And see, I don't use my arms at all. All my movement comes in the hips. When I get ready to move to a target, everything is here and not a push in the arms. That's just the way I shoot.
What I found interesting when we were on the quail is you talking about how you bend the knees to get your rotation in, and when you run out of bodily movement from the top, your knees give up, so your top really is locked into place. Yeah,
so once I step into here, everything from my bottom of my spine to the top of my head is locked in place, and everything is just a mount to here or a mount into here.
All right, should we step it up a notch?
Sure, let's go shoot a few crossing targets. Let's take a look at this target one time. Bird. See that sun shining on the very front edge of that target? That's all I want shot off. Just shoot it. No lead, just shoot it. Now, this time you're gonna be gun down underneath the armpit. I wanna talk to you about it just a second. Tell you what, break that gun open just a minute, let me have that shell. Now, go ahead and close up, and I want you to get under that. But now what I'd like to see you do is give me just a little, yes. Now, in that, I'm looking, and the eye is not directly over the barrel. I want the eye directly over the barrel. And you may have to bring that shoulder in a little bit. Now, that mount is just gonna push straight to the front edge of that target, boom, right there. And when it makes contact with the cheekbone, I want the trigger pulled. Now, do this for me. Get lined back up like that, and don't mount, but shoot the target. So what I teach everybody is if we learn to mount that gun by bringing that left shoulder in, the eye's down the rib of that gun, the gun's already pointing exactly where the eye's looking. Yeah. We don't have to try to find it. It's already there. We just pull the trigger on it. Let's shoot this right to left target. Oh. Now, let's go look at another target.
Okay. Back home, we just ripped through it because they're a heavier target, they hold a much straighter line. Over here, it's interesting what you say. And when I was over at George High, I made a real conscious thing to connect with the, not the front edge, but with the target. Sure. Because otherwise you rip through it and you miss in front. And you do just to hold off and just gently open any gap. So it's a much more controlled form of shooting with the way your targets fly. And I know that makes no difference to people in England who shoot no American targets or no Americans who shoot English targets. Sure. But it's a fascinating technical difference.
I've got a target here that I teach by seeing everything off the face of a watch. So if that target's traveling straight up, I'm seeing the outside edge here at 12 o'clock. If it's coming straight down, I'm seeing the outside edge at 6. Straight across to the right, I'm seeing the outside edge at 3, and anything in between. So we take a look at this target right here. Patience. Now, if you'll see, that target's falling 4:30 to 5 o'clock. Yeah. Now, see the edge of the target at 4:30 on the face of the target.
So what you're saying is American targets aren't necessarily about lead so much as they are about line.
Correct, correct.
I'll go with that. Whereas back home, line's not unimportant, but
line is important.
Gap becomes equally as big a factor.
Well, don't shoot a gap here. Shoot 4 o'clock or 4:30. So what I try to do is I try to teach people to focus a little harder on the target, not just see a target out there, but see that piece of a target about that big. I'm looking for a piece of the target about that big every time I shoot a target. It's not about this. Yeah, it's not about this. It's about the leading edge about that size is what I'm looking for. Now, I also work people in this, bring them around here to shoot a straight driven bird.
From an American standpoint, opportunities to shoot driven targets is not there.
No, we just don't have a whole lot of driven birds. I mean, you have some continental hunts and stuff like that. And then we have a few people that are getting ready to go to England, Scotland, and Spain to shoot driven birds. And they come to me and I work with them starting off at this position, then I work the tower up, and then I work it up.
Because if you've never shot one, it takes some...
takes a little bit of getting used to.
Takes some doing, yeah.
Yeah. Let's take a shot on this target here. From here, let's go down and raise that machine up. And you'll see how I do that.
Oh, we're going to start to party. And then promise me this, when it's at its top, we'll play a step it back game together.
So how far up do I need to carry it? Halfway to begin with?
Come on, send it to the top.
Let's go.
Doesn't mean I'll be able to hit it.
You see this lock?
Yeah.
Every 5 feet, I've got a lock up through there. That way the machine can never fall all the way to the ground.
He's up there now.
I haven't done this in a long time, but we used to have a competition here about how close we could get to the tower and still break the target.
What, as a driven bird?
Sure. Very good. Come on, just throw them on the ground. I'll clean them up. Oh, we're nowhere near close yet.
Oh no, but to shoot it from a gun down position?
I shoot it from a gun down position.
It's a fast target.
Bird. Bird.
Now we're close.
Bird. Oh, come on now.
There we go. We found the limit of Johnny's talent.
Bird. There you go. Good shooting. Bird. Good shot. Bird. I like you.
I'm English. I mean, tuck me a pheasant. I might kill it.
Bird.
Ooh, no. Might have found my limits.
No, you hadn't. Let me get some shells. Bird. I told you you had it. This is as close as I've ever broke it right here. Bird. Oof, that's fast.
That's unforgiving right there.
Bird. That's my man. Good job. I don't care. Let's go. You call the limit.
You started the game.
Hey, I don't mind.
Unfortunately, you're playing with someone who's a professional idiot.
That's okay. Bird. No. Nice. Very nice work. Very nice work. Now, I've got a target. It flies down this lane here from back there, about a 45-yard crossing target.
Nice. So I'm proud of myself as an Englishman that I did well on the English-style targets.
You made me proud also. Very smooth. Very smooth. Go ahead. You're doing fine.
No, please, go on. The competition starts now.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
All right, well, we're going for trap one. This is a lovely little spot for just... I feel very at home with the high tower.
Good.
The first time I felt at home shooting American clays.
Well, it's not that you find these everywhere.
No,
here in the US.
They got one up at Sandonona, and that's great, but even that doesn't have quite this open space to be able to act like a complete idiot, although we did try.
Well, worked hard to get this in here, and thanks to Blake and Simon, we were able to get it in here.
It's a great addition. There we go.
Very smooth. You're behind.
That's a long way.
Stretch out. That is a long way.
That's hard to see.
Especially for a cylinder, improved cylinder choke.
At a MIDI. Chuck, it has been a pleasure to hang out with you today and act a fool and sort of get a little tuning on how American targets are taught and how American targets are shot properly.
Well, it's been my pleasure to work with you. We shoot a lot of flat targets than what you shoot over there. You shoot a lot more big face targets, and we shoot more targets on a flat edge. Our shooting, I guess, kind of resembles a lot of our hunting. So our hunting a lot of times is quick, short shots, whether it be for quail or for grouse. And I'm not used to shooting a lot of these big targets. Now, I get out here and shoot some, but never been to England, something that's on my bucket list one of these days to come over and shoot a few of those birds there. Listen, y'all been a blast, shot great today. We had a good time with the quail.
We had a real good time on some of these clays just to finish off.
Yeah, you know, we came out here to the tower and we're fixing to try to do something a little bit crazy. We've got a target here, what, 85, 90 yards?
That's a good 90 yards, I think.
And we're shooting an improved cylinder choke on it.
An edge on MIDI.
Edge on MIDI.
We both just broke it from 75 yards.
Sure.
Took you no time at all.
I just got lucky.
Took me 4 shots.
We're going to give a couple of shots here and just see what happens.
Well, because if you're going to end the day, let's end it heroically, even with a heroic miss.
There we are. Bird. That target looks like the end of a needle.
Is it at that distance, even if you put your shot cloud in the right place, you still got to get lucky.
You got that right. Just one?
Any more than a 3 would be demoralizing. Well, it was worth a try.
Most definitely it was. Let's say this, you come back and we'll try it again.
Yeah, maybe we'll bring a full choke.
Let's do that. Something that we can hold a little tighter pattern out there.
Yeah, because that will make up for a lack of talent.
Hey, no doubt about that.
Fine. What a pleasure. Thank you so much.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you.
I look forward to my next visit for sure.
I'm waiting on you to come. Come on.
To sum up a lot of what was said on and off camera, Chuck's advice was to control targets from the front edge, focusing hard on that point and moving off accordingly. After we finished filming, we played on the 5-stand for a while, and these targets, which I struggled with a little in the morning, were now dust. Now all I have to do is remember this information at Nationals.
Thank you for watching, guys. This channel is made possible by our amazing sponsors. You can find out more about them in the description down below. And if you want to support the channel, you can join as a member. You get loads of extra content, well, some extra content, and occasionally we hook up and go clay shooting together as a membership group. If you don't feel like joining today, we really appreciate you watching and subscribing. Have a wonderful day.